Okay, so I have another mini album. This one is a kind of a military type thing. It would be, I think it would be really cute for, you know, people who have spouses or whatever in the military. But I did it based on a trip that my family took to the USS Midway, which is an aircraft carrier in San Diego that when they decommissioned it, they basically made it into a museum. So we just took a little trip. Well, we live in San Diego, so we just drove over there for the day. But anyway, it was a good way to spend some time if you're ever in San Diego. So on the front and on the back, it's the same thing, and it's like aluminum tape, and you get it at like Lowe's or Michael's in like the not Michael's, but Home Depot in the air conditioning type area. And so then I just put it on in different directions and different size pieces, and then where all of the corners met, I used my paper piercer and stuck through brads, and so I thought it kind of made it look like rivets, and then the aluminum kind of looks with the rivets, or with the brads and stuff, it kind of looks like maybe the outside of a ship. So I painted it with these black stencils, and I just used black paint, and then over the top of all of that I used glossy accents, because when you paint over the top of the metal, then, you know, anything kind of will scratch it and pull the paint off, so I didn't want that to happen. Then these are just some military little charms. So when you open it up, it's just pictures. I was trying to use up a bunch of older things, and I couldn't find anything. I went looking at Michael's, and I couldn't find anything that had too much military stuff. I kept finding things for the wrong branch of the service, like the Air Force or whatever, and I was trying to do Navy, obviously. I had some left over because my husband was actually a Marine, so I had some things that were left over from albums I had done of that, but I didn't have too much luck, so I had to try to be creative, and I went to their website, and so I just printed off as many things as I could find from their website, and that actually kind of helped. And I also wanted all the pictures in here to be as large as possible, and I wanted to fit as many as possible in. So I came up with this idea of just doing these little flip-top pages. And I tried to keep the embellishing sort of simple. So here's another page. One of the things I did find was that I had this this CD thing, basically, that has clip art on it, and I hadn't used it in a long time, and just kind of thought, oh, I think it has vintage stuff on it. Well, I looked at it, and it had a bunch of military things, so it worked out pretty well for trying to do this. It had these tags that look like dog tags. It had also like war ration books and things like that. This is a piece of chipboard that I stamped on and just embossed it with white embossing. And that's Journeys, just a rub-on. This is also just a rub-on. And I've had these chipboard lettered things for a long time, and I just never ended up using them, and they worked out really good for this album. I think these are actually supposed to be for 4th of July, but that works for this. I just cut out shapes with the Cricut, the star with the Cricut, and then just ran them through through a crimper. Then on this page, I made a pocket, and I did tags. The tags, I kind of just used you know, Tim Holtz, where you spray or rub the ink on the craft mat and then pick up the ink. And then I had this really cool mulberry paper that when I put it over the top, I used Mod Podge and put it over the top, and it kind of made it have that military look. Then on the back of each of those, I put information from the pamphlet and from just looking it up on Wikipedia. And then I just used Beauty over the top of it so that they wouldn't get too damaged. Here's another paper. I did the same thing with these flowers, just cut them out. And this is a brad that looks like a screw. And then I also I hid pictures in the back. So I think I actually got like 31 pictures or something like that in here. And I think that's pretty good for it being such a small album, or for it being a mini album. Then right here, I took, this is another thing from that CD, and it's just a war ration paper. My printer's not working really great, so I need to get new ink. But anyway, I just put I put additional information from the USS Midway on the back of that. I don't know how much journaling I could actually do about it, so I just kind of copied information so that we would always know what it was about. This is actually a picture from the I guess the flight deck of the USS Midway, and it's actually going over to this bridge is the Coronado Bridge, and it goes to an island that's called Coronado Island, and it was just really kind of a pretty day. Good picture. On the outside of the Midway, they have a bunch of little memorial type sites, and this is actually one where you probably can't read what it says, but it says thanks for the memories, Bob. And then they're all looking at a statue of Bob Hope, who obviously did a lot of stuff with the, with the troops. This is inside one of their ready rooms, and I just thought it was kind of neat because at the end it said all gave some and some gave all. I thought that was kind of fitting. This is in some part of the ship. I don't really know which. This one was really cool. There's this huge statue outside of the ship, and it's, obviously a sailor kissing a girl, and it's kind of 50s looking. It's just really a pretty picture. And at the time, it was just like the perfect time to take the picture. But I also took a picture earlier with my husband and my son looking up her dress. Nice. That's just on the flight deck. Obviously there's a bunch of planes and things like that up there too that you can see. And then in a bunch of the places on the plane, or on the ship, they have these little areas where it's basically a memory for the POWs and MIA. It's like, it's a POW and MIA memorial. And each one of the things on it means something, like the lemon is symbolic of their bitter fate, and the salt is kind of reminiscent of the family's tears, and the turned down glass is because they can't toast with us, kind of thing. And I just thought it was a neat, kind of a neat memorial, so I wanted to document it. This is just another picture inside the ship. And your kids get to kind of play around in a lot of the little aircraft and that type of thing. So this was like a seat, like where they parachute. They don't actually get to parachute, but they get to sit there and pretend. So he thought that was fun. And then this is my husband in the Midway brig. And this is like in the planning type room where they plan missions, I guess. Then this one, I just thought it was kind of fitting because, if you live in San Diego, then you kind of see it a lot. But, so there's the 2 military helicopters that are just flying over the bay, and it's just kind of reminiscent of what, obviously what they do for us on a day-to-day basis. This one actually has nothing to do with the Midway, but it's really pretty, and it is all part of like the Maritime Museum, which is in San Diego. And this is actually the Star of India, and it's a really, really old ship, and it's really pretty. And we were just happened to be driving by at this, obviously, when it was kind of all lit up, and I just thought it was pretty, so I took a picture of it. Alright, and then this is the back of the album. So, alright, let me know what you guys think, okay? Thanks, bye.